It's like all our lives we knew this day would. Okay, no longer do we stress. They done put us to the test. Every time I turn the page, it's like the butterfly effect. Watching signs and wonders, heart pounding through my chest. I just wanna right my wrongs before my soul put to rest. We alive in the flesh, Tech 9 in the best. All glory to the Father, ain't no genie in the bottle. I done built my foundation from reading out the prophets. When Christ show his face, they eyes popping out the sockets. Now the saints taking off like a rocket. The truth is getting vicious. Somebody called ballistics. It's fire with this brimstone. Prehistoric Flintstone. If you disrespect around your neck, a great millstone. Now I'm feeling like Killmonger, but they confused and they still wonder why they can't pull us under. It's just too much hunger, and plus they hate to love us. They rather see us suffer. While they looking at me hating, I'ma look above it. See, the game is getting radical, like playing Soul Calibur. They dancing with the devil for their life. They be gambling. They can't hear the truth. Cover their ears. They can't handle it. Breathe. This ain't just music. I live this. I breathe this. I want the light. I don't want the things of this world. We done suffer way too much here. We want the kingdom. It's like all our life we knew since the day we was born. Since we was born, we was marked from the jump. It's on. We was marked, and I'ma rep it till the day it's done. Until it's done. Until it's done. It's like all our life we knew since the day we was born. Since we was born, we was marked from the jump. It's on. We was marked, and I'ma rep it till the day it's done. Until it's done. Until it's done. Now they screaming COVID couldn't get us with them flu shots. Now we speak the truth and we spit it from the rooftop. Knee deep in the game like some tube socks. We the real Jews. I put that on your head like a flat top. We broke the internet like a padlock. Got agents watching us like Madlock. Tell Deshaun Jackson he should let it fly. Cause these rabbis, they a damn lie. They read Kabbalahs and they sacrifice children. Strategize villains and running planes in the buildings. They depopulate the world, take us out by the millions. See, I'm pro-life to the death of me. You see it how we living. Yeah, we get the criticism, but we take it in stride. No surrender, no retreat. We don't take a damn thing back. If it's true, it's true. The only one we answer to is the Most High God, the Judge. That's how it is. It's like all our life we knew since the day we was born. We was marked from the jump. It's on. We was marked, and I'ma rep it till the day it's done. Until it's done. Until it's done. It's like all our life we knew since the day we was born. Since we was born, we was marked from the jump. It's on. Now it's on. I'ma rep it till the day is done. Till it's done.
Shalom, Israel. It's your boy New Breed coming through with another live stream. That track right there is called The Chosen Ones. That's actually on my other channel called New Breed Music and Motivation. And man, from the jump, we knew it was on. We knew we was marked. We knew that we had a certain calling on our lives. We always knew, but we knew subconsciously. You know what I'm saying? As we sat there in elementary school, as young brothers and sisters, we were imagining things that other people wasn't. We were visionaries. From the gate, we were visionaries, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why you got the eyes to see now, while the whole world is losing their damn minds. And there's a lot going on in the world, and I got some things I want to talk about, specifically Kanye West and his campaign run. We got a lot to discuss regarding that. But first and foremost, let's see who we got in the chat. We got Tansy T in the house. We got Funshine. What's good? What's good? We got Rise of the Ancient Kingdoms in the house. What's good? We got Jessica in here. Brittany Duh. Shalom Benjamites in the house. Tammy B, how you doing? As y'all enter this chat, make sure y'all smash the thumbs up. It allows YouTube to fluctuate the video. And y'all know right now we fighting for algorithms. Regular YouTubers are fighting for algorithms because you got all these celebrities coming to YouTube right now. I mean, literally, all of them got YouTube channels and trying to build platforms on YouTube. Why? because Hollywood is being judged as we speak right now. There's a lot of things in the dark that's coming to the light in Hollywood. So you got a lot of people trying to separate themselves, get YouTube platforms and use their name to try to build some things up. But you know, this particular content here is built on teaching, edifying, research, development, the whole nine. We've been doing it from scratch for a while here. So show your support. Show your support. We got a lot to talk about, man. There's a lot going on in the world. And, you know, I want to talk about Kanye West and his campaign run. I want to talk about the sunken place. What is the sunken place? Well, it seems that the whole entire world, most of the world, except the select few, the chosen, the righteous, the TIs, those who can see, those who can hear. Let's just say the mass majority of the world is in the sunken place. Yes, the mass majority of the world is in the sunken place. Critical thinking has become a thing of the past. It is very uncommon for individuals to critically think. Very, very uncommon. It's almost to the point where you can literally watch people. And if you're paying attention, you can look at people's mannerisms. You can listen to them talk. And you can tell what news stations they watch. You can tell what indoctrinates them. You can tell what side they stand on. You can tell if they're fearful. You can tell if they're in the sunken place. And there's a lot of people in the sunken place. There's a lot of people who follow these various news broadcasts that brainwash them to the point of no return. They brainwash them to the point of not even having common sense. And that's bad. That's bad. Here it is. We're living in a world right now where a disease, a quote unquote virus, has the whole world in fear, when we should be having some faith and some level of peace in a higher power. The belief and trust in a higher power has completely disappeared in this world. People are now carnal. People are fearful. People are afraid of getting something. What happened to faith? What happened to the laying of hands throughout these churches? What happened to belief? What happened to spiritual security? Only a select few have it. And all this connects, ladies and gentlemen. All this is correlated to the campaign run that Kanye West is on. Everything that you see in mainstream media is connected to this quote unquote virus. It's all connected. And we're going to talk about that today. First and foremost, the reason that there's a connection here is because with this virus, with this pandemic, it divided the lines in the sand between people who can see and people who can't see. So you have certain individuals who are losing their minds. And it's most of the world. So what you have with Kanye West running for president, a brother who is definitely in a sunken place, and it's clear and it's evident he's in a sunken place. Now, the whole world is in a sunken place. So here's the connection here. Kanye West and his presidential campaign is a beta test to see how many people in the black community are completely asleep. Let me repeat that. Kanye West's campaign is a beta test to see how many people in the urban communities are completely asleep and lost. Now, let's not forget that Donald Trump got into the office by being a reflection of society. Yes, a complete reflection of society. Trolling, we're talking about ratchetness, grab her by the vagina. We got to keep it ethical on here. We got to keep it clean on YouTube. Grab her by the crotch. You had basically the president being a mirror for what society is. And he was elected, ladies and gentlemen. So Kanye West is on the same trail. Right now, society is absolutely Crazy. It's just crazy. Total lunacy right now in society. So now you got Kanye running for president. It is a beta test. So you had Donald Trump elected. They're looking at it like, okay, let's see how many of these people in the urban community are completely lost and brain dead. Kanye West is a prime example of someone who is way too damn ambitious. Way too ambitious. Kanye West is the type of person who he hit the ceiling and just kept going. That's Kanye West. This is the same brother who made spaceships. He hit the ceiling and he just kept going. He didn't know when to stop. He didn't understand that when it comes to ambition, there's a ceiling that you can reach before certain things are required. Kanye West was too ambitious to basically disregard the ceiling. And right now he's being used, man. He's being used big time. We're talking about a man who has just been proclaimed to be a billionaire, being used in the way he's being used. And that speaks volumes. When our people can be billionaires and not have any mental stability and be running for president. Now let's just put it out here. When it comes to presidential campaigns, when you're running for the presidency, lobbyists are the ones who fund the president, all right? There's certain criteria that a person can have, and if you have this criteria and you have the money to back you, you can be put in the office, all right? The lobbyists are only looking at numbers. They're only looking at followers, people who are behind this individual, and they're only looking at how much money they can make, all right? When you look at this system, this Babylonian system, because that's what it is, it's basically built on fallen principles. And what I mean by that is it's fallen just like ancient Rome. So right now, all you seeing is people get the crumbs in the tail end of it, where social media personalities and rappers can be leading a country. Not saying that he's going to get elected. I believe, like I said before, that it's a beta test. But I want to talk about some of the things that Mr. West have been saying on Twitter. I want to talk about some of the things that he has said in his presidential campaign, his first campaign in South Carolina. Man, it's a sad sight when a man is just completely broken, especially when you can see the root to how he was broken, which is Kim Kardashian, if you don't know. Kim Kardashian is a witch. She comes from a long line of witches. And her family have ruined and destroyed the souls of many, many men. Some of y'all already know that. But we're going to get into some details regarding that as well. But it's interesting. I was just looking into this stuff, man, trying to figure out what's going on in the world. And for those that don't know, this whole campaign run from Mr. West is a total joke, all right? It's lunacy. But we have to cover the news because it's mainstream news at this point. Now let's talk about some of the tweets that Kanye West came out and tweeted. And then we got to talk more about the sunken place that he's personally in, all right? Now, Kanye West actually tweeted that he's trying to divorce his wife, Kim Kardashian. Also accusing her mother, Kris Jenner, of engaging in white supremacy and the latest rant from the unspoken rapper. Now, not for 1 second do I believe Kanye West is telling lies about Kim Kardashian's mother. Not for 1 second, all right? Also, not for 1 second do I disbelieve that Kanye West wants to get a divorce. Now he goes on to say that she tried to sleep with Meek Mills. In short, Meek is my man. I was respectful. He added, that's my dog. Kim was out of line. Now, Kanye West wants to get away from Kim Kardashian. The reason why he haven't is because of a demonic soul tie. Now, y'all know we talk a lot on this channel about the no-fap lifestyle change. We talk about demonic connections regarding soul ties and how those certain connections can weigh you down spiritually and stop you from growing. Now, this right here is a clear example of a demonic soul tie. Now, Kanye West goes on to say even more. Now, y'all got to hear what he's saying here, and this is absolutely astonishing what's taking place. He goes, they tried to fly me in with 2 doctors to 5150 me, West said, referring to the California Welfare Code that says people who may be in danger to themselves can be placed in involuntary hold. Chris and Kim put a statement without my approval. That's not what a wife should do. White supremacy. Now, some people can believe that maybe this is just a ploy to get put into the White House with all the racial supremacy and the racial tension that's going on in the world, right? Maybe Kanye West is just trying to get votes. No, I think it's a lot deeper than that. Now, keep in mind, Kim Kardashian is the same one who does vampire mask. Yeah, vampire mask where she bathes in blood. She does blood facials. This is the same one who comes from a long line of witches. This is the same family who ruined Lamar Odom, Bruce Jenner. I mean, the list can go on and on and on. I mean, they are heavily involved in witchcraft and sorcery. They are completely satanic. Now, let's talk about the sunken place. Many times Kanye West jumped out of the box. We've seen him many times try to wake up. He said himself that the movie Get Out was about him. Now, we done seen plenty of times he tried to jump out that box, man. He did it with President Bush when he said George Bush don't care about black people. He's done it multiple times, ladies and gentlemen. And every time they rush him off the shock treatment, they make him dye his hair blonde, which is a symbol of MK Ultra mind control, for those that don't know. And every time this brother try to hop out of the gate, they get him right back under control. And they continue using him. And it's interesting because the whole world is in the sunken place, except for those who can see. So that's why this gentleman is able to run for president. That's why he's able to run for president. The whole world is asleep. Every time you begin to wake up and you walk out your door and you realize that it's 90 degrees outside. Everybody's breathing in masks. People are sweating in their cars alone with the windows rolled up, with masks on, protecting themselves from themselves. And when you begin to wake up and see this, you're like, this, when you walk out of your door, you're like, this is crazy. This is absolutely insane. Every time you walk out your door, it's lunacy. I mean, literally. They got people wearing masks in the gym. In the gym. And I'm talking about people are literally following you around while you're working out. I'm talking about you could be pushing that iron up, right? Somebody will literally walk up to you and be like, hey, pull your mask up. That is lunacy, ladies and gentlemen. I'm triggered. I can't breathe. I'm triggered, bro. I can't breathe. I mean, come on now. I'm working out here. That's how lost the world is right now. It's a total debacle going on right now. It's absolutely insane when you walk out your door. But guess what? You turn on the news. They give you that emergency tone, right? Numbers are rising. And people just stay into the sunken place, even though they gotta know subconsciously that this is insane. And right now in Atlanta, not to deviate, but let me share what's going on here in Atlanta, because it's really getting crazy here in Atlanta. For those who reside in Atlanta, y'all know what's going on right now. But right now you got a hearing scheduled for Kemp versus Bottoms. You got the governor going to court with the mayor over a mask mandate lawsuit. Now, you know what the Bible says, a house divided can't stand. Here it is, you got the governor suing the mayor for mandating masks. And of course, we know it's around election time. Nobody wants to wear the mask, so possibly, Mr. Kemp is pretty much, trying to get votes. I mean, you just never know when it's around election time. But I'm telling y'all, man, it's crazy out here. It's crazy out here in Atlanta right now. I'm talking about if you go in Walmart, which I'm totally done with Walmart. Totally done with Walmart. If you go to Walmart right now, you're gonna literally, now keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, Walmart don't never have nobody in the lines. They don't never have cash register. They don't have nobody running the cash register. They don't have no employees working to help you find items, but they damn sure got people following you around that store, making sure you got a mask on. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous. But you know how we do. We talk about problems on this channel, but we also bring out solutions. Now, for everyone who can see, for everyone who consider themselves to be outside of the matrix, outside of the sunken place, for those who have critical thinking skills, you probably already know what solution I'm going to deviate towards. But listen, we should know that the Most High has us covered. Through all this lunacy, through all this insanity, the Most High blessed you to be able to see. So we know that if we continue to push forward and continue to look towards the Heavenly Father, we're going to be good. It's those people who are driven by insanity, emotion, and fear are going to have it real bad in the days to come. I'm talking about, I can see it 20/20 vision. People who don't have the eyes to see or the ears to hear or lack critical thinking, oh man, there's so many traps and snares set up for you. Oh, there's a lot of snares set up for you. I'm talking about everything from contact tracing. I'm talking about everything from mandatory testing. Now listen to that word mandatory. Mandatory. See, they could throw that's man telling you that you got to do something. Not the Most High. The Most High always give you a choice. You always going to have free will here on this earth. So when they say mandatory, that's man telling you you got to do something. Who do you answer to? The Most High or man? That's the question. That's the question. Now, I'm going to give you an example of how mandatory is irrelevant according to God. They can tell you something is mandatory if. They always give you if. If you want to go to these schools, this is mandatory. Homeschool is an option. Right now, I would homeschool my child. If I was y'all, I would really consider homeschooling if you haven't considered already. Because right now in sex education, they showing your kids some wild stuff. I'm talking about they showing your kids some real filth in sex education right now. So much so, if I was to actually post what they showing your kids in sex education, the video will probably be taken down and deemed sexually suggestive. And that's the truth. Now, mandatory always give you an option. Listen, you got to wear the mask if you want to come into this store. There are other stores. There's other choices. There's other options. The Most High is always going to give you a choice. Don't allow this society to rock you to sleep. Don't allow them to keep you in a sunken place. Right now, we have not even figured out the cause of death when it comes to all of this influx and death. And there has been an influx, ladies and gentlemen. And it's also been a lot of depopulation taking place. All right. The population, as you know it, has been shrinking. People are not having babies right now. Certain things are happening in the atmosphere. And if it was up to these wicked beings to actually stay in control, nobody would survive what's going on. Nobody would survive it. But you righteous, you chosen, you elect, you're gonna be good. You're gonna be saved through all this. So I'm not telling you to worry, but if you're an individual who refused to turn to the Most High, if you're an individual that continues to believe in these liars and these treacherous thieves, if you continue to believe what the news is telling you, then you're gonna be easily led through emotion, straight up. First John chapter 4, verse 1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirit whether they are of God, because many false prophets are gone into the world. Try the spirit to see if they are of the Most High. If it don't line up with the word, then that spirit ain't right. Then it ain't right. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 13. But evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. Evil men shall wax worse and worse by deceiving and being deceived. So people in the sunken place are not only deceived, but they're deceiving others out of ignorance. I'm going to tell you right now, it's a lot going on in the world. You got children. I'm talking about young teenagers. I'm talking about young kids, right? Who can see and their parents can't see. There's households literally divided, not figuratively, but literally divided. I'm talking about there's young teenage boys who are raised by single mothers, and those boys can see exactly what's going on. Those young ladies, they can see exactly what's going on, and their parents have lost their damn minds, ladies and gentlemen. Lost their minds. Could you imagine growing up in this era right now? Could you imagine growing up in a time where adults don't have common sense? Adults don't have common sense. The world is literally spinning on a broken axis, to the point where a man who's being checked into mental institutions is campaigning for president. Now, I don't believe that Kanye West and his mental problems are unhealable, unredeemable. I don't believe that he's completely gone. And every time he speaks up and jumps out of that box, you can see it. But I believe if he doesn't break that demonic soul tie, come to the Most High, and really turn to the Heavenly Father, then he's going to be doomed like the rest of these celebrities. And these celebrities are doomed. They're right now, it's a lot going on in Hollywood. It's a lot going on. To the point where you had Tamar Braxton try to commit suicide. Now, it could have been propaganda, could have been a hoax, but I'm going to tell you, the mind frame of a lot of these celebrities right now is suicidal. A lot of them are suicidal, because you got to understand, when your thoughts don't belong to you, when your opinions don't belong to you, when your life doesn't belong to you, when you feel like the walls are closing in and you can't be alone, I'm telling you, that's a harsh reality to face every day. That's a very harsh reality to face. And you got to think about it, y'all. These people can have these empty mansions. These people can have, and I say empty because there's no love there. They can have these mansions with all these belongings, but it's empty because there's no love there. It's nothing there. There's no spirituality within them. There's no searching for the higher power because they felt like they already failed. These people are always around people, but they feel like they're all alone. That's a harsh reality. That's why, look, we don't envy the wicked. But there's also brothers and sisters who are trying to veer away from the Hollywood lifestyle. They're trying to veer away, especially intelligent brothers who are waking up. Like Nick Cannon, for instance. People can say what they want. I disagree with Nick Cannon apologizing, but what Nick Cannon said put a lot of things on the table. He put a lot of conversations on the table regarding anti-Semitism. And it took courage to do that. It took a lot of courage to do that. Now, we can quickly dismiss him for apologizing, But he spoke against a multi-billion-dollar industry, an industry that owns CBS, owns Disney. The list goes on and on. Viacom is a powerhouse. You had this brother come out and say and speak the truth when there was a host of other musicians and celebrities who actually fell victim to Viacom. I'm talking about lost it all, died with nothing, or mysteriously died. So when you have a brother come out and say something like that and put a nationwide conversation on the table, there has to be a level of respect for that. And we're talking about a brother who is new to the truth, a brother who is new waking up to the truth. So, you know, there's a lot of people who see a lot of things without saying anything. There's a lot of people who go to work every day, who work in the medical industry. They witness medical malpractice every single day. Every single day. They watching people get put on ventilators unjustly. They're not saying anything. All they saying is, I'm just doing my job. You got people who see a lot of things happening, but they're not saying anything. They're saying, look, I'm just doing my job. So when a person comes out and they show bravery and courage and they speak against this satanic system in any way, I'm keen to support that, because we got to be bigger picture thinkers in this day and age. We got to be bigger picture thinkers. Kanye West running for president is a distraction. It's also what I believe to be a beta test on the black community. Donald Trump was the beta test on the world. Now, when he ran for president, his campaign was absolutely ratchet. I'm telling you, it was ratchet. He was a reflection of this country, and he won. He was a reflection of the thought patterns of the people, and he won. So him being ratchet, that shows you where we at. Now, if the blacks vote for Kanye West, that's going to show you where we at mentally. And I'm going to tell you, whoever is planning to engage us, and when I say engage, I'm not saying how they're going to engage us. I'm not claiming mass genocide. I'm not saying anything of that nature. But whoever is planning to engage us in some way, shape, or form, better believe that they got to absolutely break down the mental state of the people. The psychology has to be done first. They have to dehumanize you. They have to show you certain things on the media about yourself to make you hate yourself from your head to the soles of your feet. That's what they want. They want you to see world star hip hop. They want you to see your people depicted a certain way. They want you to see your people acting like buffoons and animals. That's what they want. That's the picture that they're trying to paint. They want it to be a modern day minstrel show with your people. Because guess what? The only way you can engage people without public outrage is if you demonize them first. If you dehumanize them first. If you demoralize them first. Then you get no public outrage when the world begins to engage those people. And that's just what it is. And that's the real deal regarding that. Colossians chapter 2 verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the traditions of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ. And not after Christ. See, all these talking heads in social media, mainstream media, all these actors and actresses, listen, they're spoiling us with vain philosophy. There's a lot of people that got a lot of slogans. There's a lot of memes that float around. Some of these memes are vain philosophy. People follow memes more than the Bible. More than the word of God, people follow memes. That's the time you living in right now. People believe what a meme says over the word of the Most High. That's the time you living in. Vain philosophy. You're being spoiled through vain philosophy when the word of the Most High and the love and admiration and respect for Christ is the only thing going to keep you safe. The only thing. Romans chapter 16, verse 17 through 18. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause division and offenses, contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. Woo! Listen to that again. That's powerful. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses, contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. Social distancing. Those on the news telling you to stand 6 feet apart. Yeah. Avoid the teachings of them. Avoid the vain philosophy. Avoid the fear tactics. Avoid the lies. The separation that they're telling you is not according to the word of God. You being afraid of your own brother and sister, not the word of the Most High. Now, I'm not telling anybody to walk up to somebody who is foaming at the nose, coughing hysterically, to go up to that person and give them a French kiss. That's not what I'm telling you. But what I am telling you is, don't allow this system to separate you mentally and spiritually from your people. Because they got to start off on a physical level. They got to start off separating you physically. And then mentally you become separated. You start to look at your people sideways. You start to look at your people like the disease, like the powers that be look at your people. And then spiritually, you start to detach from your brothers and sisters. We're commanded not to do that. We be wise as serpents, harmless as doves. We ain't gonna be out here, moving crazy. We understand that it's a great war between public safety and health. We understand there's a great war between public safety and personal freedoms. We get that. But we're going to keep it real with our people. 100. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 10. And with all deceivableness and unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. Those who are deceived right now are unrighteous. Let me repeat this. Those who are deceived by what's taking place in the world are unrighteous. The Most High is showing you who's wicked right to your face. Because these are the people who refuse to have a love for the truth. They refuse to have love for the truth. They didn't want to digest this truth. They didn't want to go through the growing pains of losing the things that you gained throughout lies. Because once you wake up, once the veil is lifted, everything that you earned unrighteously, you'll lose it. The Most High will break you down to the decimal. Trust me, I've been broke down time and time again. Strip me of everything. Strip me of my friends. Strip me of my family. Strip me of my possessions, my belongings. You can expect that when you're trying to do what's right. You can expect to lose everything and have to start over. And it's a growing pain. And just like we went through that, those who are deceived, who choose not to turn to the truth, listen, you can't have pity over them because, listen, they had the same opportunity you had to walk this walk. They had the same opportunity you had to turn to the truth. While you was looking at videos and teachers that was bringing out the word, while you were fasting, while you were praying, they were feeding into their carnal desires. They was refusing the word of the Most High. They was believing everything they see on the TV. And now you have the world in the position that it's in now. Straight up. Titus chapter 3, verse 3. For we ourselves also were sometimes foolish, disobedient, deceived, serving diverse lusts and pleasures, living in malice, envy, hateful, and hating one another. So we stay humble. We stay humble because we know that we were once deceived. We once been through certain things. We once had to really fall on our faces. So we stay humble. We don't get to the point where we're looking down on our people. We're becoming cold-hearted towards our people. But we're not showing pity because they have the opportunities. And listen, let me tell you like this. With all that's going on in the world right now, once they locked us in our houses, put us under quarantine, once there was food shortages, once there were mandatory testing at borders cross country, that should have woke you up. That should have made you question some things. You have ample opportunity to start questioning what's going on in the world. And I know I made this particular video about Kanye, but let me tell y'all something. With these videos, you got to talk about what's going on in the world. And you got to slide it in there because this is the truth that they don't want out. You got to be wise out here. Smash the thumbs up if y'all enjoying this stream, man, because we about to go into Q&A. We're going to look at some comments, questions, and answers. Go into some answers. But you know how we do it. We like to make these live streams nothing short but interactive. If you're not subscribed to this channel, smash that subscribe button. If you don't follow me on Patreon, all the raw and uncut videos are on Patreon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to leave a link in the description box soon as this stream ends. But you definitely want to go become a patron. You can set your own tier, and we starting off at as low as $3 a month. And that's what we starting off at. But you can set your own tier to get as much exclusive content as you would like. All right? But, man, it's going down, man. They got Kanye West running for president. Kanye West is a character, y'all. That guy's a character. He like, I hit the ceiling and I just kept going. Man, that's Kanye for you. Let's see who we got up in here. Oh, yeah, we got Christopher. Let me see what Christopher said here. Okay. He's talking to somebody in the chat. What's good? We got Jessica. Okay, we got, let me see what y'all got here. Sunchild says, anything you win through lies, you will lose it. Thank you. Absolutely, family. Anything that you win through lies, you're going to lose it, man. Bad relationships, bad connections with people that you may, be dealing with. If it's built on trash and garbage and it's built on sand, it's going to blow away, man. We trying to build strong foundations and strong connections moving forward. Let's see what we got. Somebody said, yeah, Kanye West music back then was fire. Absolutely. It was fire. Now he talking about wash up in the blood, right? Wash up in the blood. He need to, I believe that's the most blasphemous video we've seen in a long time. Y'all got to understand, they like to look at Christ and revel in his death. They always talk about the blood and death and Christ died, his blood. What about how he lived? You talking about wash up in the blood, right? That's what your wife doing, bro. Your wife washing up in blood. She doing vampire mass. Snap out of it, bro. Snap out of it. I mean, dude is literally in the sunken place. I mean, a walking, talking hypocrite. That's what we watching. Hypocrisy. And the reason why that's able to fly without public outrage is because the whole damn world has become hypocrites. Hypocrisy. Everywhere. Everywhere you turn, hypocrites. Speaking out of two sides of their mouth. A lot of silver-tongued people out here right now. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 5. They have a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. It's like you see these people have a form of godliness. When you see Kanye West make a video talking about wash up in the blood, and the whole black community think that that's some Christian woke type of stuff. They think that it's woke. He ain't going into no verses. He ain't bringing scripture through the song. He ain't dropping one truth lyric in that song. But because they say wash up in the blood, it got the whole Christian community triggered, and they allowing all these secular artists to pretty much, I would say, just completely pillage the Christian church. A form of godliness, but it ain't of the Most High. It ain't of the Most High. Talking about wash up in the blood, man, that video is totally demonic. Totally demonic. Absolutely. Somebody said, where does the word Patreon come from? Oh, let me see here. Let me answer this question here. What does the word Patreon come from? Question mark. How will I get the truth if I'm poor? Everybody wants money and don't have a checking account. Again, my Patreon starts off as little as $3. You can set your own tier. The reason why a lot of content creators use Patreon. First off, let me go back to your initial question. Patreon probably is a diversion or a diversion of the word patriot. Something that you support. Patriot just means support. All right? Now, a lot of content creators use Patreon because it's certain material that you just can't put on other social media websites. Vimeo is the catalyst, or one of the catalysts you can use to upload videos on Patreon. You actually have to pay to upload videos on Vimeo. You have to pay a monthly bill. So you pay for freedom of speech, just like the people have to pay to hear freedom of speech. That's just how it works. But it's a service. It's a service. And that's just the world that you live in right now. If you want to hear the raw and uncut, unfortunately, there's censorship that goes on everywhere else, except for a site that you have to pay for to upload on. And once we get to about 500 patrons, which we're climbing up and we're moving fast. A lot of people have joined in Patreon. You know, I'm gonna personally do a giveaway. I'm gonna personally do some type of giveaway and show that the support you give is gonna be reciprocated. All right. That's what my goal is. Once I reach a certain amount of patrons, to actually give back. Actually give back to those who support my content. And for those, all you brothers and sisters who have constantly commented in my comment section, constantly mash the thumbs up on my videos, you constantly help out. Y'all support, man. I just want to let y'all know, no doubt, man, it's an honor to have brothers and sisters who are like-minded, brothers and sisters who can see. And it's absolutely phenomenal to feel like I'm connected with people all over the world. So I want to let y'all know that y'all a blessing in my life. Y'all keep me motivated. People who come through my Instagram and actually send me encouraging words through my inbox. I know I don't always get back to all the messages, but better believe, man, your words encourage me to keep moving. Because for those that don't know, this walk can be very, very tumultuous. It can be a lot of barriers put in place. Some of y'all know a lot of things have happened. I've had my accounts hacked. I mean, you know, I've had certain things happen in public. I mean, just it's been a roller coaster ride, to say the least. Speaking on a particular topics I speak on, and it's an honor to have people support the message. All right, it's an honor to have y'all support the message. And all praises to the Most High God of Israel. No matter how much any of my videos get to popping, no matter how much, you know, we grow and develop, I'm always going to give all honor and praise to the God of Israel. So that's just what it is with me. That's the promise that I made to the Heavenly Father when I prayed that he utilized me, and that's the promise I intend on keeping. Yes, Charlotte says your Patreon is worth every penny. All praises to the Most High. Thank you. Appreciate that. And also, if y'all want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is newbreed404. On Instagram, we be doing a lot of food stuff on there. You know, brother like to eat. So if you want to check me out on Instagram, you know, you can check me out. But this has been an absolutely phenomenal stream. Yeah. Thank you. But hopefully every word resonated and permeated throughout your consciousness, and it's going to help you moving forward in your walk and keep you sharp, man. Just keep watching. Stay on your post. There's a lot of distractions being thrown out. The presidential campaign of Kanye, I believe it's a beta test mixed in with a distraction. All right? There's a lot of things going on in Hollywood that they want to hide. There's certain people trying to deviate beyond Hollywood. And let's just stay on point. Let's keep watching. Thank y'all for showing y'all support and coming through. Share this particular live stream. With that being said, shalom and peace.